Hey guys, welcome to the next section of the course. This is by far my favorite section of the course, I think, and it's probably one of the most important. So in the last section, we spoke about how exactly YouTube works. So you can start working out how the business of YouTube works. So when you're making things, you make them successfully. Now this is planning, taking that knowledge and planning. Planning is the most important part. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That was really cheesy, but you know exactly what I mean, right? And in this section, there are 4 cheat sheets, by the way. So as I mentioned, cheat sheets, in each section, there is going to be a sheet that comes along with it. Now, you don't have to print these out and fill them out. You can just look at them, of course, on your device, online, or whatever. But if you want to, you can print them, fill them out, and then at the end of this whole course, you're going to have a huge pack of these cheat sheets that's pretty much in a booklet tells you what your channel is going to be about and why it's going to succeed. You've answered all the questions, so you avoid all the mistakes I made. I had to do all this research behind me on the wall and print it out. You've got it all here in cheat sheets. So there are 4 cheat sheets. The first one, what should my channel be about? And that's what the first video is. Channel branding, we talk about next. We go through the branding, what it should look like, what you got to think about, what will be successful. Video style. Now this is what your videos look like. We look at your competitors, we look at other things, and we work out exactly how your video is going to look. So when you come to film it, you stay on brand. People know what they're getting when they come to your channel. And the last one is the shoot schedule. That's really important because you're going to have to put out a lot of content, especially initially, and then you're going to have to work out when to shoot what, so you've got a constant stream. Not having a regular or constant stream is one of the worst things in YouTube. And I mean a stream of content. People who are subscribing to your channel need to know when they're getting content next. Worst thing I ever did was leaving it too long between videos, and people get upset. People don't know where they stand. People don't know when you're coming back. It's also something I tested about bringing out too many videos, more than one a day even, leaving it a week, testing all this stuff so you can work out when exactly is the best time to release a video. You can also look at analytics like I have to see when people are most watching your videos at what time, and that of course depend on your location and the location of which people are watching your content. But we're talking about making the content here and scheduling it, making it, when to do it, how to do it, all this stuff. This is planning. This is really exciting. So go on to the next video and we'll begin to talk about your channel. What should it be about? If you already have a channel, you have a solid idea, perhaps you can skip that video. But if not, check it out anyway and see if it covers kind of anything you've missed. It's good to have a solid base foundation. Now go ahead, let's get an idea for your channel, or let's see if there's anything your channel is missing. See you on the next video. Okay, so what should your video be about? I've been in exactly that same position before. I knew I wanted to create, I knew I could create, I knew I had a voice, I knew I wanted to do something, but what exactly did I want to do? I wasn't sure. And I speak to a lot of clients, so a lot of people come to me and ask me what I should make a channel about. That's one of the #1 questions I get asked. And if you want to ask me too, you can go into my YouTube channel, any of the social medias, you can even book me one-on-one and we can discuss this. But what I've done here on this course is I've made you a cheat sheet. So if you download that, you can see on the cheat sheet that there's kind of a run through of questions you can ask yourself, because people think they have to be a pro and an authority. I call it an authority on a subject to make a YouTube channel, and that isn't always true. If you are, then of course you can make it about your subject. But if you're not, there's still stuff you can make. So on the sheet, I pretty much go through a yes and no scenario, and you can work out exactly what your channel should be about, or what your strengths are, weaknesses, and you can come to it. You know, I've got people I work with who make YouTube videos and they know nothing about the subject to begin with. They start from zero, and that might be your video. You might be learning something. Learn with the viewer can learn with you because they're in the same position and they can learn the subject. Or I've worked with people that have made channels very successful and not even filmed a single thing. That sounds weird, right? But list channels, for example, list channels where top 5 apps to download on your phone, top 5 games, top 5 things that show you were born in the 90s, these kind of things. And people grab the content offline, they download it, put it together with a voiceover. They're not even on camera and they're making successful YouTube channels. There is so much you can make about it. It's unbelievable stuff you haven't even thought about. Plus hybrid channels. Maybe you're good at something. There are examples where maybe you're good at baking. Maybe baking is your thing, and I've seen this. But there's many baking videos. What makes your baking channel unique makes it a hybrid. Maybe you're baking with your pet companion. Maybe you're baking animal cakes. Maybe you're baking cartoon cakes. Maybe you're baking something in particular. Maybe you're baking really realistic stuff. Mixing 2 channel themes together to make it a hybrid channel is a huge one. Okay, let's go through this sheet. So my first question on the sheet you'll see is, are you an authority on a subject? Now, if the answer is yes, if you're already a pro at a subject, you have a lot of knowledge about it, then great, you found it. That's what you should do. If you want to, of course, the choice is completely yours. But then you have to think about, what makes my channel stand out from my competitors? Is it a hybrid channel like I just mentioned? Is it two things mixed together? Is it your strength mixed with something else that people haven't thought about? Is it makeup channel, but is it budget? Makeup channel, but high-end brands. Travel channel, budget. Traveling alone, baking, something crazy, whatever it is, probably you have to mix two things together. It can't just be a channel about soccer, football. Maybe it's got to be soccer, football, pranks, jokes, whatever it is. Try and think of a hybrid, something that makes your channel stand out from your competitors. Maybe it's collabs. Maybe you've got a huge network around you because you are an authority on your theme, on your subject. Maybe you can do collabs with some people. Maybe that's your thing. You always do a collab with someone else huge in the industry. Or is it location? Are you authority on a location and you live in that location? Is that your thing, that you are the ultimate authority on it? Or is it style? Is it quite simply stylish? Are your videos more stylish? Are they cut together better? Are they made better? Now, a lot of people rely on that. They turn to me and they say, Dan, sure, I'm going to make a video about mobile phone reviews, and that's fine. But the thing is, people are going to look at my channel because the videos are going to be so well made. They're going to be so well made, it's going to be untrue. They're going to want to see it. Now that does go so far. If the content's made well, people do want to watch it. But we all know from the internet, because we've all watched videos on YouTube, that it don't have to be amazingly made to get a lot of views. We've seen those dodgy home videos of embarrassing things happen. Remember Fenton? How good quality was that? People do watch things that aren't great quality. So it might not be enough to just say, I'm going to make it better than everyone else. We've become the generation that are used to watching content on our phone here, right here in our hands in bed. It's not the previous generation. We are used to low-key quality. So you probably had to think about something else, like a hybrid, collabs, location, or something, not just style, unless the style is really something else. For example, Dan Mace is one of my favorite YouTubers, and his style is really good. He talks about subjects that other people are talking about, but he uses stop motion animation, and that's something we talk about in video style that makes his videos really watchable. Okay, so let's go back to the cheat sheet. Let's say the start question, which is on here, is, are you an authority on this subject? And the answer was no. That's okay. Loads of people. I was there too. Okay, so the next question then, do you want your channel to be about something specific? And I mean like one solo specific subject. For example, do you want your channel to be about makeup? Do you want your channel to be about travel? Do you want it to be about travel in one location? Do you want it to be about something specific? You've got something in mind, like I want to make it about that. If the answer is yes, you want your channel to be about something specific, but you've already said you are not an authority on that subject, then maybe learning the subject is your channel. There are loads like this. For example, I'd never traveled and made YouTube videos, and I'd never done that. Lots of people want to do it, so I said I'm not a pro in it when I launched my first channel, so I'm going to go away and I'm going to do this. I'm going to learn all about traveling and YouTube and how to make it successful. I'm going to break my channel, bring it back. That's what I did. I'm going to test thumbnails, test keywords, take it down, break it down, bring it back. I'm going to do that whilst I travel. That was my two things: YouTube, how to make YouTube, and travel on a budget. I made a budget travel channel. That's what I put together. Me learning and doing it, and the viewer, people watching, coming with me, was my channel. I didn't need to be an authority on it because the whole premise of my channel was that I was learning. Maybe that's what you should do too. If you want to bake cakes but you don't know about baking yet, there are loads of people out there that are watching content because they're asking the how questions. How to bake, how to do this, how to do that. Well, you are learning with them. You can say, I was a beginner too, I didn't know, this is how I learned. You are now an authority because you are learning it probably as you make the video, or right before you make the video, you become pro. So you can do that too. That's really strong. Your whole channel is almost now a hybrid. It's baking, whatever it is, whatever your subject is, and I'm new at it. You put that together. Now, if you don't want your channel to be about something specific, you've answered no to that next question, then maybe you're thinking more of a channel like a list channel. Maybe you're thinking of a news channel, you just want to comment on stuff. Maybe there's not one thing in particular. That's okay too. So with stuff like list channels, they're really popular. Top 5, top 10, they get a lot of clicks. Some people have made whole careers on just making list videos. Now these are really good because they're actually really easy to make. You can go on and get a free downloader on YouTube, and you can download clips and footage offline, or go to something like Video Blocks. I'll leave the link so you can grab it. I use Video Blocks all the time. Video Blocks are free stock videos where you pay a monthly fee and you get access to all the videos you want. So you can grab the videos offline and you're talking about it. For example, if you go top 5 places to visit in the world, you can grab stock footage for your top 5 places. Maybe you go top 5 botched surgeries, and there are good videos on that. Grab that stuff offline, put it together. Maybe then you want to do a voiceover to go over those videos, or maybe you can even type it and get a computerized voice online. You don't even have to be on camera. You don't even have to use your voice. You don't have to film anything, and you've already got a channel that can do really well. The good thing about those is they're really easy to put together, don't take too much time, and you can pump them out a lot of videos at once. But again, maybe you want to go a step further with that. Maybe it's also a hybrid. I thought once about doing a list channel with me and my puppy. My puppy is a really cute dog with only 3 legs. And I thought that if we do a news presenter style like this with her here and we talk about list channels, maybe that's my hybrid. Maybe people are watching the list channel with me and a puppy talking about it. Maybe the dog has a voiceover. It's endless. It is endless what you can do. But use this cheat sheet. Go on, have a look at that, answer the questions, and really get down to the nitty-gritty about what your channel is going to be about. You can't move forward without doing this, and it has to be sound. Really be harsh about it. If it doesn't sound right, if it doesn't sit just perfect, then it's not right. You need to know this. You need to go, I am baking animal cake. I am baking famous people faces, whatever it is. Get it strong. People need to know what your brand and what your channel is about so they can stick with you. Get this right. Take some time to think about this. Don't rush it. Really do spend some time. Sleep on it, wake up, whatever it is. Put down ideas. I've got a note section in the corner here. Start putting down some notes. Go on the back of the sheet. Fill it out. Go and do it, but take your time with this. This has to be sound. Okay, that was good. That's the planning stage. That's really important. Also, for planning your channel, of course, if you know what it is you want to do, but you're thinking, I don't know exactly which way to go. For example, if you're making a travel channel and you have more than one place you want to go, you can go and look at Google Trends for some inspiration. Now, if I go onto screen here and I literally go into trends.google.com, have a little look at that. Now, let's type in, maybe I'm going to travel, and I thought about, should I go to Bangkok as a search term? Now grab that up there and we can talk about this. So my videos are in English. They might be for the United States, they might be for the United Kingdom. There are more people in the United States, and I know from channels I've made before that people are going to watch it from the US probably more than any other English speaking country. I'm going to keep it on the US for now. Talk about the last year. No, not doing a web search. I'm going to do a YouTube search, and that's quite important because you're making channels for YouTube. Okay, so Bangkok, or maybe I was thinking, should I go to Bangkok or should I go to Bucharest, the capital of Romania? Now, if I look at this, I can see there, have a look at this. There are way more people searching on YouTube in the United States in the last 12 months for Bangkok, way more than there are in Bucharest. So I already know I've got more of an organic search for that. Maybe I was thinking something else. Maybe I was either going to go to Bangkok, Bucharest, or maybe I was going to go to London. Of course, this is London as a search term. Way more people search in London. Way more. You have to take them slightly with a pinch of salt because people might be searching for London something different. They might be searching for travel videos, for example. But you can get some ideas here by using Google Trends about what exactly you want to do. Once you've got an idea about the channel that you want and what you want to talk about, you can start narrowing down and really working it out. But the next video we're going to talk about branding, which is equally as important. So once you've got your theme, you need branding that sits with it and is recognizable. There's no good having a baking channel and all your font and branding looks like a computer gamer. This has to be spot on. So let's talk about that in the next video. Do your homework and I see you in the next video, okay? Okay, channel branding. Hopefully by now you have an idea of exactly what your channel is. That's really strong, solid foundation, knowing exactly what your channel is about. Therefore, who's going to like it and kind of what it should look like. Now you need branding that fits that. You need branding that fits exactly. I spent a lot of time working on this with mine. Now what I mean by branding, I mean colors, fonts. Every color, every font, every image has a connotation. Now what I mean by that is, if you think about the connotations of the color blue, it might be cold, icy, harsh. Think about the color red. That connotes heat, love, passion. We have connotations with everything in life and we can't help it. Have a look at this font, for example. Now this font, to me, it connotes computer games, futuristic, maybe even like an 80s kitsch kind of thing. Now take a look at this font. I use one just like this, and it's relaxed, it's more informal, it's playful. That connotes a whole different thing. If you try to use this font with something serious, like, let's look at a brand like Chanel. Now Chanel is a high-end brand. It has a much more formal font to it and it feels high-end and classy. Now if I was making a relaxed travel channel like I do, talking about budget, saving money, I'm relaxed, I'm young, going around the world, and I used a font that was like Chanel, harsh, more formal, it just wouldn't fit. You wouldn't get the right message from it. Now you have to think about this with your channel, and what you have to do is research. Research your competitors. Now that's exactly what I did. Let me show you. All this stuff here, all this stuff here and down here, they were my competitors. Now when I say competitors, I don't mean I'm competing against them, but you are competing for videos in the same space and for suggestions. So if I'm making, for example, a travel channel about Thailand, Then I'm going to look at other travel vloggers that are in Thailand or that have been there. I'm going to look at what they're doing with their brand. Now this is where you can really get an edge, because a lot of people don't spend a lot of time thinking about this. But your branding is so important. Go and look at your competitors, see what they're doing, get an idea. Look at least 5 to 10 other people in the same space as you. See what their branding look like. Don't copy them. See what their branding looks like. Some have got it right, some have got it wrong, and just get an idea. People that have a whole well-rounded 360 branding around their channel, and those that don't. Now there's a cheat sheet for this section here. You can go and download that, and it's called Your Channel Branding. Now there are questions on here I want you to ask yourself and answer, and I'm going to go through them, and I want you to fill it out. Either print it, fill it out, or just have them in your mind. If you print these out, of course, at the end of it, you're going to have a huge stack of paperwork. It's going to be exactly your channel in a booklet, and it's going to be amazing for you guys to have this. So the first question is just what I said. What does your competitor's branding look like? Now I want you to look at the fonts, color, imagery, and what really makes them recognizable. When you look at, for example, a Casey Neistat video, and I look at that, I instantly know it's him. I know it from the imagery, I know it from the style, I know it from lots of things. Or Dan Mace, I've mentioned Dan Mace before. When I see some of his animations in there, I understand it's him. I see it straight away. Now, what fits your channel theme? So I mentioned this briefly, as this is my number 2 point. What fits your channel theme? If you're doing a high-end makeup channel, that's your brand, that's it. Then maybe you want a font that really fits in there. Maybe you want Times New Roman and you want that kind of Chanel hard font. Maybe it's more modern, you want like a Helvetica Nude, something skinny, something sleek. Maybe you're a gamer and you want that 1980s gaming font. Just kind of in this number 2 point in the box here, just kind of put whether you are formal, whether you're relaxed, whether you're young or you're older, whether you're high end, low end, exactly what you are. Work out exactly what that looks like. Now next I want you to quickly just think about, before we go on to font, which is quite important, I want you to think about color. Now for example, I want to do this with you. Look at my channel here, look at the YouTube Academy. My color is yellow and black, but mainly yellow. I want you to think about the colors of your channel. Now, why did I choose yellow? I know from research, and we talk about this in thumbnails, that yellow stands out more than anything else. In fact, there are people that have studied it and said people click on yellow more than anything else on YouTube. Think about posters you see, yellow, reds, these things. Think about what your color is. And that sounds ridiculous, what is your color? But everything has a color. Think about movies. Think about the Godfather movies. That's colored. And we talk about this in the video editing with grade, but they're colored like orange, that harsh, like sepia tone. Think about what the color of your brand. Okay, now font. Font has to match your channel. Now I'm gonna show you a site I use right here. Okay, so I use this site, which is fontmeme.com. Okay, now this is like a really cool place, because obviously you can go on to Photoshop, and I have courses coming about Photoshop. You can subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my site, get in there, and I will show you when I edit with Photoshop for imagery like this, or Premiere Pro for videos. You can be the first to know about those courses. Go and subscribe to that. But there are other signatures and styles out there that aren't available on those, or you have to download it. But this is a really easy way, if you don't have any of those high-end programs, to get really cool font. Now look, if I scroll down, I like to choose, for example, oh, this is a good point. For example, on your cheat sheet, right here at the top, the words cheat sheet, that's a font from here. So you can put in your text here, like your channel, and then choose something you want. Go next door, that's quite fun. Generate it. Here, it looks like this. And then if I want to, I can right click, save it as, and it will save as a PDF to my desktop. Now, sometimes this is a really good way. Look at these really cool fonts. Sometimes that's a really good way. Now, sometimes it's a really good way to get a cool font for your channel and your branding. Make a note of what it is, because these are almost unique. It looks like they've been made for you, which would have a huge cost to it. So this brings you a lot of production value. If I show you quickly my channel art for a YouTube channel I had, and you can see here, look, this font has more production value than if I was to just use a standard font that everyone has available. It looks like it's been designed for me by a designer. Go and find your font. Make sure your font relates directly to your channel and your brand. If you're relaxed, if you're going around, if you're young, funky, use one of these. You're more formal, use a standard font. Go and have a play with it, but really be hard here, because you don't want to change this midway through. Make sure you get the right font. You might want 2 fonts. You might want something more standard and then a relaxed one that goes along with it, depending on what you're doing. But you're going to probably use some of these in videos soon for when you're talking about titles and things. So make sure you get your font down. Okay, logo. Maybe you want a logo. You might not want a logo, but you might do. You should probably have one on standby just in case. You might not want to use it as like your avatar on YouTube or anything, but you need it probably for some stuff in the future. And you may not be a designer, but you might have something in mind you want, or you want to give it out there to the world and see what comes back. This logo right here, I didn't design this. I had a designer do it. For how much? For about $5. Let me show you. If we go into Fiverr.com, log on here, here is one of the best resources in the world. Now, if you've got yourself like 20 bucks or something, you can hit up 3 or 4 designers and you can give them a brief. You can say, hey, my colors are yellow and black. Now you know that. I'm going to make a YouTube Academy, so I need a logo for that. You can tell them an idea you want, or the first round, I would say, come up with whatever you can think of. Some of them have more than one revisit included in the price, which is great. You can say you don't like it and they can do it again, but see what they come up with. These guys are professional designers. I don't want to hamper their creativity by saying I want it to look a certain way. See what they come back with first. And then when you like one, roll with it and get them to do another edit. Maybe you want to change the font slightly, do this, do that. Perfect. Go onto Fiverr and get a logo. When you have it, get them to give it to you in a PNG and stuff, so you have this with a transparent background and you can change the colors, all these things like that. Or go onto Fiverr if I was you and get yourself a logo made if you can't do it yourself. Okay, what's your channel strapline? Now, you don't always have to use this channel strapline. I once had it on a travel channel where it said travel is expensive, and then the is was crossed out and it says doesn't have to be. That was a great strapline. It kind of tells you everything about my channel. Tell you this was a travel channel where it's talking about budget. It doesn't need to be expensive. Here's how you do it. You need a strapline for your channel. So you need a strapline because you need to be able to tell kind of the audience what your channel's about in just a few words. And you might actually have this on your channel art. We'll get on to channel art later. You need to pretty much summarize what it is you're about. Really think about this. If you can get it into as fewer words as possible, then amazing. So when you create your channel art on YouTube, which is the banner at the top, really think about this, because now you've got your color, your font, your strapline, and maybe an imagery based on your competitors, that kind of thing. Look at their channel art and you can start really getting a really sound channel art piece, which is kind of your branding, your strap for your whole channel. Also, just a quick side note, have a look at your channel art on a phone. So we all know that phones are pretty much 80% penetration for traffic, especially watching YouTube, if not more. So you need to look at your channel constantly on your phone as opposed to a desktop. Don't look at it on your laptop so much. Less and less people are looking at your channel on this, more on the phone. So make sure when you have your channel art at the top, you've looked at it on your phone to make sure it's centered and nice and perfect and everything like that, not on a desktop. So great, so now you've got a strapline, that's amazing. Now tell me it in a sentence. Now you're going to use some of this for the description in your channel, which we'll get to in the setup, but also just for you, I want you to explain to me what your channel is about. For example, I quit my job, I'm traveling across Thailand on a budget, making YouTube videos. Travel with me, join me on my journey, come and see if I fail. Whatever it is, whatever your sentence is, try and get it. 1 or 2 sentences, one's idea. And of course, within that, why should people watch? You're explaining what it is you're doing, but why should they watch? For example, watch me for the best makeup tutorials. Why should they watch you? On a budget, I'm a pro, for less than $5, for 10 bucks, all in 2 minutes. Whatever it is, make it so that people should watch you for a reason. Include that in your sentence, in your strap if possible, and you're done. Okay, homework, your channel branding. Please fill out this sheet either up here or actually fill it out. I would love to see some of these packs at the end. Go and fill it out, and then when you know your branding, you're really getting something. You've worked out what your channel is going to be about from the last video cheat sheet. Now you know what you're branding. Now we're getting somewhere really close to a fulfilled channel. Next, we're going to talk about video style, and we have a cheat sheet for that too. We're going to be talking about what the videos are actually going to look like, but you can't do that without your branding and knowing what your channel is about. So go back and make sure you do your homework for those ones, and I will see you on the next video. Okay, welcome to the next video. In this section, we have spoke already about what your channel should be about, and then your channel branding. You have those down. You really need to spend some time getting those just perfect, and now you're ready to move on. Okay, let's talk about what your video should look like. Okay, just so you know, there is no shortcut around this. You're going to have to watch some videos. And that's okay, because I assume if you want to make a YouTube channel, you've already been watching lots of YouTube content, especially around the kind of content you want to make, and you already know who your competitors in your field are. There is no shortcut here. You're going to have to watch a lot of YouTube videos from your competitors. You see this here, this stuff here, these are all shots that I took from videos that I liked from my competitors or people making similar channels to me. There's loads. All these down here, all up here, all up here. I used to have folders full of shots that I liked. I used to screenshot videos that I liked and make down notes of styles and things that I loved. And we're going to go through this. Lucky for you, you don't have to do all this research over your wall, because I have you a cheat sheet, of course. So the cheat sheets, you can download these, print them out, and you're going to have a nice stack of these cheat sheets where you've got your channel down to perfection at the end of it. You don't have to do all this crazy research like I had to. I've done it for you. You follow my plan. Okay, so on the cheat sheet, point number 1. And the first thing you need to be thinking about, what do my competitors' videos look like? Go and watch them. Are they edited fast? Are they edited slow? Do they have cutaways? Do they have animation? Do they use stock footage? Are they color graded? And we talk about that in a moment. And are they in one location? Are they sat like this at a desk talking? Are they in multiple locations? Are they a mix of the two? What do the videos in your niche and your section look like? Go and have a look. Really think about it. And write down some notes on this sheet so you really understand what they look like, what you like. Okay, so you already know what your channel theme kind of looks like from the last section. Is it relaxed? Is it more formal? Is it sat here talking to camera? Are we crazy? Are we making jokes? Are we pranking? You know what your theme is. So now you need to think about the videos fitting that theme. Are they cut quick? Are they cut slow? Are they sat there slowly thinking about the thoughts, really talking about something in depth? Are they quick news, snap, snap, snap together? Really think about what it should look like for your theme. It has to fit your branding. Your style of video and the way it's cut, the way it looks, has to fit your branding. We spent a long time in the last sections getting your branding just right. The video style also needs to fit that. Okay, the next section is something a lot of people don't talk about. What is my grade and what is my color? Let me show you on here some different grades and colors. Now, if I color this a little bit like this, kind of yellowy and it has that sepia tone, what does it make you think of? Or if I did it red, or maybe if I changed that to slightly more blues, or if I made it really bright or something, what does it make you think? What does it make you feel? You can have a look at what other people are doing in your area. A lot of people are just putting it out there and just leaving it as it is. Color is actually really important. Think about movies like The Godfather I've mentioned before. That's yellow, that's sepia, that's the kind of look, that's the color it has. Maybe you want it brilliant and bright. I kind of like this. Kind of like a brilliant with a slightly blue tint on it. What is your color? And it's something you can quite easily do in the edit. When people see your channel, maybe they'll recognize it from this. That's what I want. I want your channel to be recognizable instantly. Okay, now we spoke about your font in the previous one. And you probably have this down 1 or 2 because you need this for your titles. Think about your titles here. And you look at your competitors. If I look at someone I really admire like Casey Neistat or Dan Mace, and then they have titles come up all the time. They come up on screen. Like that, they come up all the time, and they often use like a thick font like I was using, or maybe one of the fonts you found on the site I told you about. Think about that and think about if you want titles on. When I'm talking like this in my videos, to make it less boring and less instructional, I had titles often come up on screen, just punch on the screen as I was talking to make it slightly more watchable. Now you've looked at a lot of your competitors, and what I want you to do is think about what you want to take away with you. Now I'm going to show you here, I'm going to use my phone, I'm going to show you, look, this is the kind of thing I want to see you doing. So this is a video from Casey Neistat, and I wanted to do something similar. He did a Vietnam notebook style where he wrote inside a notebook, and then he had titles come on screen. I showed you this just now, and then him talking over. That's what he did. It looked amazing. It's exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to use a book when I traveled. I wanted to use text on screen like that, and I wanted to have it cut away to me talking into the microphone as well. I put all these things together. The things I wanted to keep and bring into my channel, not copy, not exactly. I wanted to make it my own style. You really need to look at the people doing really good things in your niche. Take it, get inspired, and use it on your own videos. That'll take some time. Go away and have a look at that, and I want you to have like screenshots in your folders on your phone. When you're looking at stuff, really take some time to have a look at this. Okay, next. Make a little storyboard. It doesn't have to be an actual storyboard like we did at school, but it can be note taking. What does your perfect video look like? Let's say it's a 7-minute video. Break it down. It has an intro, looks like this. I cut away. Where am I? Am I walking around holding my phone, vlogging? Am I having a camera? What am I doing? How does it look? Just do an example one, just so you've got it down, so that when you come to actually make things, you're not thinking, what did I want? What's it looking like? You've already done this in your mind's eye already. Write down exactly what you think a little perfect video of yours will look like. Now think about if there's a recurring theme or symbol or something in your video. So I talked about Casey when he had the notebook, and I wanted that to be a theme in my videos. I always come back to this notebook and it recurs in all of my videos. Maybe that's something you want. Maybe there's a section in your videos like Casey cuts away and does opening mail or whatever it is. Maybe there's a section in your videos where you come to this little kind of cutaway area where you talk about something. Whatever it is, have something in your video that makes it yours and you, that people know that's you, that's what they're expecting, and they can relate to each video because you do it in all of them. You're building a fan base here and they want a consistency. Give it to them. Or maybe it's an opening. Maybe one of my favorite vloggers used to say, "Hello people," as he opened up in every single video until it became on t-shirts, till people started saying it to him in the street. Think about it. Okay, now what makes your videos different? What are you bringing to the table? Is it something you're shocking? Is it something extreme? What is it? You need something that people are going to go wow and want to share. Something they want to talk about when they sit with their friends. Something they want to actually thumbs up, comment on, like, share on social media. What is it? Maybe it's your style. Maybe it's something you do. Maybe it's something really cool. Maybe it's an effect. Whatever it is, think about it. Think about why would somebody watch this video? That's the one thing you want to do. Why would they share it, talk about it, love it? You know, really think about it. Take some time to think about that. Have something, have a thing, whatever that is. Okay, that was your video style, kind of cheat sheet and video, and I really want you to think about each one of those steps. This is the planning stage. This is probably the most important section, maybe of this whole course, because if you don't get this right, everything else goes wrong, and you have to come back and you have to change things and you start losing it, right? It's really, really important to get this done. So take some time to think about your video style, and we move on to the next one, which is your shoot schedule. But have a look in the sheet, do your homework, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, welcome back to the final video in the planning section of your YouTube channel. In my opinion, one of the most important, if not the most important sections of this course. You have to get this right before you can progress. We've talked about working out what your channel is going to be about, worked out your branding of your channel, and we've worked out what your video is going to look like. Now let's talk about filming these. What videos you're going to make, how you're going to film them, how you're going to schedule it. Let's talk about the scheduling side of things. So there's really two parts to these videos. One is, what do you make your videos about? This again comes down to research. If I was you and I'm launching a channel for the first time, I'm thinking, how many videos do I need initially to start building a fan base, and what should they be about? Two great questions. If you go on to YouTube and you search for some of your competitors, for example, if I was making a travel channel, I know that Diver Living Here, they do travel channels. They're a couple, and then they traveled around. Let's click on that for a second. Let's take a little look about what they do. So I'm going to go into videos, right? And I'm going to upload, play all. I'm going to sort by the most popular. Now, if you're thinking, well, what videos should I make first and what kind of things should I be making them about? Because you want some really impactful videos initially to try and gain a following. Really important. So I went on to Diver Living, and I can see some of the videos here that have 1.5 million views. Now, what are they about? They're about traveling places, Bali, the Philippines, Malaysia. There's no kind of pattern there with a particular location. They're all over the world. Let's look at their titles. Don't do this in Bali. First time in the Philippines. Don't do this in Malaysia. Awesome metro in Delhi. First time in Vietnam. Okay, you're starting to get a bit of a pattern here. First times, don't do. These shocking, shocking titles. Also stuff like under $500 a month in Bali. This is why we travel to the Philippines. You can start getting an idea. Now, if you go into 1, 2, 3, 4, if you're into 10 competitors, rank their videos just like this by most popularity, you're going to see a kind of pattern between them. You're going to get some shocking titles. Literally, you can take these titles and use them too. Use them as the basis for your videos. Now, what I would suggest, if you look at the cheat sheet here, I have a cheat sheet which is a month schedule that you need to go and look at and fill this out. Initially, if I was launching a channel, and this sounds like a lot of work, initially for the first month, I would release one video every single day. People go, what the heck, a video a day, that's loads. Yeah, if you want YouTube to be your life, you need to show up for work every single day. Now, you won't need to do a video a day for forever or for 6 months or anything, but initially while you're launching, do a video a day. Then you can move on to a couple a week, a few a week, whatever it's going to be. Do a video a day so you populate your channel enough when people come to visit your channel, there's stuff to watch so that YouTube can suggest other videos after. One a day release. Let's aim for that. I'm going to show you how you film that, okay? Okay, so I did exactly that. This is my book I took traveling. This huge wads of paper here, okay? All over the notes, huge folders of paper. I didn't have a channel like this to watch. I didn't have a course where you can get these nice cheat sheets like I'm providing for you. You're welcome. I had all of this. So I literally went on to channels like Diver Living I'm showing you and other competitors, and I found some really good titles and really good videos that I knew were already popular in my space. I literally wrote down all of the titles, what they are, and I knew what I wanted to do. Then when I've got a list of, I think I had a list of 30 or 60 videos, right? Then I can start to schedule it. This is literally my schedule that I took abroad with me. I literally took that schedule abroad, right? And it has every single day. For example, video, how to get from Bangkok to Pattaya on that day. Or I look at another day and it's live like a king in the Hilton Bangkok. Like I had these list of videos, right? And I was working out when to film them. That's the way you do it. You can't fail if you're going like this. Look at all the list of all the videos you want, make a list, 30, 60, kind of choose your best 30, and then you're going to schedule them for the month, okay? Now there are two schedules you need. One is a release schedule. So print this once or use it in your mind. schedule for when you're going to release them. So say you're starting on the 1st of the month and you're going to start for around 8-9 p.m. your time every day. You're going to release the videos. Put what order you want to release these videos in, right? So you've got that on a sheet. You've got all your videos down on what day you want them to be released. Now you can backward engineer this. If you know on the 1st of that month you have a video going there, don't leave it till the 30th of the last month to start editing it or filming it. You need to do that one first. So once you have a schedule for your release, you can go backwards and work out when you're going to film these. Now depending on what your videos are about, you might need more time than others to film this. If I needed 30 days content about travel, obviously it's going to take me more than a month. If I can do one a day, then great, but it'll take me a month to film a month's worth of content. Maybe if you're doing stuff like this, where you sat at a desk and you're talking about things, or list videos, anything like that, makeup tutorials where you're sat in one location, you might be able to film 2 or 3, even more, 4 videos a day. That means if you can film 3 a day, it's going to take you 10 days to film 30 videos, and then edit those, right? So you can start working out when you need to film things and when you need to edit. You might schedule that for 10 days, you're going to film 3 videos a day. Then you're going to edit these after that. What that means is edit them in order that you're going to release them, so that even if you release on the 1st and you haven't edited all your 30 videos for the last ones, you've still done at least the first 10 to 15. So now you have 15 days to edit all the others before they need to be released, one a day. Make sure you filmed all the stuff and edited. Maybe you haven't finished editing when you release, but you finished editing all your 30 videos, and you can schedule these into YouTube. I will show you how to do it in the next section. You don't have to manually put them in every time. You can schedule these. They're all scheduled, and then you have enough time left in that month when your videos are releasing to start filming the stuff for the next month. This is called batch filming and batch editing. People don't make a video, edit it, and put it up the same day after, work to scheme like that. They start at the start of the month, or they're a month in advance of themselves. Unless you're doing videos that need to be trending, which you can still jump in if something comes up in the news, something happens in life, you can jump in with a video in between your schedule so it's really current. But you want to have content up so you have enough. Have it ready, have it on standby, have enough content. Never be short of content and find yourself having to film stuff last minute. So take a moment here to do these things, okay? 1, go and look at your competitors and get yourself a list of 30 to 60 videos, titles that you want to do yourself, or make them slightly your own, but use them as inspiration. Get those. Choose 30 of them initially. Now take your time and schedule those into your month release. In what order do they release? Then go and get the month before and work out when you're going to edit these and when you're going to film these. You might need 2 months previous, that's fine. Maybe 1 month. You go and work that out. Then you can start working out what's coming in the next month after you've done those 30, form your other list of videos, and you've got, don't go too far in advance, because when you've got those 30 videos, it's also a test platform for your channel. So you're going to see what people are clicking and what they like. You have to use your own analytics here, and we're going to talk about that too in the future sections. You're going to start seeing what done really well, why it did really well, and make more of that content. But take a little time to plan this. This is really important. This is really good to get this down. You can change this as many times as you want, but get one down. Go and get one done. So you've seen it, seen how to plan it, see how to work it out, and then you can make them again, make them in the future, rework them, move things around, that's fine, but get one done so that it's not so scary. The idea of doing 1 video a day or a lot of videos and planning them is terrifying, but get this down, use this sheet, and it really can work. It's also great, and I'm so glad I did it, that I went away for 5 weeks and filmed, came back, edited for a few weeks, then I had a video a day, and it really helped my video grow. Obviously initially it feels a bit heartbreaking because you put all this effort into your videos and you don't get many views because you're brand new. That's okay. You have to have a back catalogue of videos for people to keep watching when you do get people come to your channel. So don't worry about that. Also, if you film all these and have them scheduled in YouTube, it means you can concentrate on commenting back to everyone who comments on your videos, sharing these on social media and trying to get a following and work on that. Rather than actually filming and editing, you can work on promoting your videos, which is really important. Again, something later in the section, but I beg you to go and do this schedule. Go and do it, give it a play. Even if you get it wrong, that's okay. Go and work on this. Go and do your homework. Do your homework. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next section.